So we're going to go to the Great PowerPack connection bolt. Open that up. We're going to come down to where we see bracings. We have here the bracing connection to beam or plate. So I'm going to left click on this and select the objects. And here I have a tube to a tube, and I'll select the column and then the tube coming into that. Now the main part here can be any shape you want. The part that you're selecting that's coming into that has to be a tube or a hollow square or rectangular shape. And then right click. And when you do that, you're going to get this brace come in. So it's going to show a plate with a clip at the end. It allows you to create that type of connection. You'll notice that at the end of the hollow shape, it creates a plate, and then it gives you this tab at the end where it's bolted to the plate that's connected to the main member. You have the ability to come in here and say whether this is vertical or horizontal. So if you need to rotate it, you can. The plate thickness can be controlled as well as the plate width. So if you need to push the plate out further, you can change the value here to change that. What is the length of the plate? You have that control under plate length. The chamfers on the plate, you can say none. You'll see it comes out rectangular. Straight, convex, or concave. And all of that is controlled from the chamfer values down below. And if it's a straight cut, you'll see there's two values that you can go in and adjust. And you can offset it from the column or move it away from the column if you need to, so that there's a gap or a space in between. Where the cover plate is concerned, you have control over the plate at the end of the round tube, so you can say what is the cover thickness here. If you need to change that, you can adjust it. Is it round or rectangular? And in this case, we'll keep it as round. And you can offset the section as well. So if you need to have a lip on this, for example, I'll just make it 1 inch, you'll see. It'll create that lip all the way around. Otherwise, at 0, it will match up with the size of the shape that it's being attached to. The tab plate itself, which is a little piece that comes out, you have the option of putting it on one side, and then at the bottom you can set which side you want to put it on. So you can switch sides. You can put it on both sides, or you can have 3 plates, which will give you 2 stiffeners or 2 plates against the column and 3 tabs. The tab thickness can be controlled here as well as the width. So if you need to make it wider or longer, you can adjust that here. So let me just change the length here a little bit. We'll say 3.5. And you can see that pushes it away. The chamfer type at the end of this can be also straight, convex, or concave, and you can see the end of it's changing. You can set the chamfer values below, and again you can offset away from the plate. So if you need to create more space between the tab and the plate, you can do that here. Where welds are concerned, they have a weld for the plate to the column and a cover plate. You can weld that as well to the tab and to the section coming in. You can set which one you want to adjust. So whether it's a cover plate to beam, tabs to cover plate, or plate to main beam, you can say I want this to be, and set the weld size and whether it's site or shop. And you can copy to all. If you just set one, you can copy it to the rest. The bolts come in, select the type of bolt that you want, the size, what the grade is, and the assembly, nut, washer, nut and 2 washers, so on. Or reverse that bolt if you need to. You'll see it inverses the bolt and puts it the other direction. And the bolt layout, here we have cut back from system end or plate edge. And what this does is from that center line in the middle of the column that we've attached to, it's measuring back or cutting back this distance. So it's pulling it back that far. You can measure from the plate edge as well. And it'll go from the edge of the outside of the plate here inwards. And you can see we've got almost 4 inches here. So if I just adjust it to 1, that brings it back. So whichever you prefer, but you'll need to adjust the value here so that it comes out correctly. There we go. It's the cutback that you need to adjust. The edge distance, we'll set that back to 0 and put that in there. Okay. So you have the option to do it either way, and you can come in and you can say what you want that to be. You'll see that the edge distance is actually for the bolt, which comes from the end of the plate, and how far in do you want it from the end of the plate. So if you put 1 inch, it pulls this in closer. So you'll need to compensate by going the opposite direction with the cutback. But this value here will come in from the end of the plate to the location of the bolt, and that's where your connection will be formed. So from system line right now, it's being pulled back 4 inches. And then from the plate edge, the bolt is being pulled back 1 inch. Number of bolts along, you can change that if you want to from here. So you can have 2 in that direction or 2 in that direction as well. So horizontally or vertically, place in whatever amount of bolts that you want, and then you have control over the intermediate distance for it. The vertical offset, you can adjust it if you need to move it up or down. So you can see the bolt will move up or down, and then you'll need to compensate by moving the plate as well in the tab plate where we have control over the position for that. And then distance perpendicular gives you the value of what that perpendicular distance is. So let me just put that back to 0. So this gives you your bolt layout from system line or from plate edge, your cutback from the system line or from the plate edge, the edge distance for the bolt from the edge of that tab plate, the number of bolts that you're going to place in, and what the vertical offset is for that bolt. So that is the bracing connection.